You can turn it off for me. All right, so I wanted to talk about Facebook ad campaigns. I know a lot of guys are out there are agencies. Perhaps as an agency, you don't offer Facebook services or whatever. Also, could you plug in my pad?
Yeah.
I know a lot of agencies out there. Maybe you guys don't provide, maybe you don't provide Facebook ad services. But this isn't really just like Facebook ads. This is like media buying in general. How I structure my ads when I'm purchasing media. And I had a couple of live campaigns going. And so I normally don't use advertising or whatever, but I have a couple of live campaigns. So I kind of wanted to show you how I do this. So I'm going to hop over to Facebook ads. Now, how I structure my campaigns are placement for me, right? So I start off with the product, which and for this particular campaign is Funnel Hacker Pro. But we also have another campaign that's going to start up right now for the deal that I have, right? So so at the moment, and this is when I buy for anywhere, this is my naming convention, right? So this is desktop, this is messenger, and this is mobile. Now, just so you know, and then it's where the location is going to be. And a lot of times if depending on if it's several places at once, I'll just say all of Europe or the USA or whatever, right? But this is, for me, I need to be super granular with my data. And so I try to, at least boil it down to just one place. If you try to tell Facebook to say, okay, so I'll let you just put it everywhere, they're pretty much going to throw everything on mobile and never put anything on desktop at all, right? So the next thing I want to do is go inside of the campaigns, and I go to ad sets. Now with ad sets, I try to hit at least 5 market segments, right? So in this case, I'm just hitting like Canada, India, Australia, the US, the UK. But sometimes it could be segmented, and this is just men and women between the ages of 20 and 50, and that's my naming convention. So with ad sets, on any network, you're just going to be targeting demographics. So that's what your naming convention should be, right? So I still add the placement in here as not to get confused in here, but I add in where it is and then the actual ages. So when you want to start scaling up, you can start scaling up linearly, not just adding money to all of your campaigns, but actually adding different age groups and different placements or whatever you want to go. You can just start going sideways instead of just adding a ton of money, right? So then I come down here and at least hit 5 market segments. And then when you go into the ad sets, here's what's kind of important, right? So for each market segment, you want to have at least 3 different ads and 3 different copies of that ad, right? And I'll show you why right here. So if you look at this particular ad set. Now, I forget which one this is for, but if you look at this, okay, this is this one. Let's just look at all of them. So if you look at all of these ads, right, I have a ton of ads in here. But I want to show you why you do this, right? Because Facebook will decide what it likes and what it doesn't like. And I call this hitting the main vein, right? So if you notice that this one hasn't went anywhere, this one only has a few views, but this one has been getting clicked, right? And it's only a couple of clicks, because it hasn't been on that long, right? But this is on the desktop or whatever. But you see they're showing more people this particular ad. So I'll turn these other ones off, and I'll see if I'll do any better than this, or either I add another creative. And so if you look at this ad, nobody's really liking this ad altogether, but look how you're getting more clicks down here. Now, some of this has to do with demographics as well, but you're getting more views and reach here than you are up here, right? So Facebook favors certain ads, and I don't know why, but this is what I call hitting the main vein. And I decide to, and you notice, like, you might not get any reach on some of these ads. Like, what the fuck is going on? So if you only put out one ad set and you're not getting any reach, it's because Facebook's just not liking your ad. It's the algorithms, right? And so why is this picture getting more clicks than the others and more reach than the others. Facebook has decided to say, okay, this one is doing better for whatever reason, and this one isn't. So you see I've even got a different amount spent on this, right? And so obviously this is the cheaper ad cost right here. So I'm going to keep with this ad and turn this one off. So when you want to hit the main vein, what you want to do, and I'm going to talk about this really quickly and let you guys go because I know you're super busy. Excuse me, I wasn't really prepared to do this, but I just want to give you the ad structure that I do for any media buys, and this always works. All right, so all of this is a test in the beginning, and so what you want to do is you have your campaign right here, right? And my campaign is placement, okay? And this is like, desktop, mobile, or like right now, I'm trying those messenger ads, and they're actually doing pretty good. All right, so, and they're actually inexpensive as well. So then from then I go to at least 5 market segments. Okay, that's just across the board, 5 market segments, right, for each campaign. Once I go from 5 market segments, I'm going to do at least 3 ads for each. For just like this, I'm going to do at least 3 ads, and then I'm going to triplicate that ad inside like that. So that's how that's going to look. If you're running bigger campaigns, then turn this to 5. Okay, and what I mean by bigger campaigns is anything more than like $50, $500, a day or something like that, right? You're going to want to run more ads or whatever, and that's what I call hitting the main vein. This structure right here for media buys works across the board, right? So let's just clean this shit up because it's looking kind of raggedy right now. Let's just act like we got one campaign, right? This is going to be a placement right here that we talked about. And then we're going to do at least 5 market segments, okay? All right, and then off of each one of these, okay, is going to be 3 ads. And we're going to triplicate these 3 ads. All right, I'm just do circles so it won't be taking so fucking long. Right? Like this. I just want to give you guys a visual of what I do. All right, and if you're spending larger money, this works, right? And so what I normally do is Facebook has this new thing that they're doing, right? Excuse me. Called learning. I don't know if it's still showing, right? And I like that they started this, right? Because a lot of people are going to cut their ads off before they actually know what's going on, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to let Facebook do its whole learning. So this one has its learning process done, right? And it's starting to send out impressions and people are clicking or whatever, and everything's fine. Now, if I'm getting 9-cent clicks or whatever on this, and this is in India, so obviously I'm going to get cheaper ads or whatever. So I hit the major metropolitan cities and lookalike audiences. These are all lookalike audiences for AppSumo. So and so I'm just going to let these ride, right? So this is not bad or whatever. So I'm going to start looking now, like, what am I willing to pay per person to come in and see what I like or whatever. But you need to let Facebook do its thing. So while it's doing this learning thing, you just kind of got to let it ride, right? So if you don't have any cash, you need to just lower your budget down, right? So what I'm normally going to do is I'm going to let this ride for about 3 days, okay? And I'm just going to start plucking out the ads that aren't working right now. I won't wait totally 3 days on these other ads and just kind of let them piss me off. I'm going to start plucking them out and see what's working. So there's a couple of metrics that you need to know when you go inside to do this, when you're doing your media buys. And now remember, guys, this works. This is not just, I'm just showing you Facebook. This works for any ad network, right? So this works for native ad networks. It works for Google ads. It works for, whatever you're going to do. This should be your structure. This is what all media buyers are going to do from the beginning. You're going to lay it out like this. And what's going to happen is you're going to see what market segment is not doing well for you, and you're going to boot it. But then maybe this market segment is doing well, but then maybe this ad creative. And what I like that Facebook also did that it came up brand new with, it gives you this new ad creative reporting, right? So you can just look and see how your ad creative is doing. And so I really like that because you just get a quick glance to say, okay, which one is doing well. So like I picked this one out and I just like, okay, let me try this out or whatever. And I tried different creatives and I just see which one is going to work. And so for this particular messenger ad, I did like 3 different creatives, but you can see that this one is doing the best so far. So I'm going to cut off all the other creatives and I'm going to add other creatives to see what people like to click on. And it's really important that you test out a lot of shit. So you just want to keep going and finding out what creatives people like, right? Because you're not going to know what they like until you start like trying different versions of what you're going to do. So now that I know that they're clicking on that ad creative and I know that they're clicking in messenger ads, right? Then I'm going to want to just keep adding different creatives. How you're going to start trying to scale sideways is by adding more, like for instance, here, I'm going to use different copy as well, right? So all this is the same copy. So at the ad set level, how I name this is the same thing, right? So this is a video and this is me in the video. So I tell you what's in the creative and usually what kind of copy. So this one is the Funnel Hacker Pro is the product. Weight is the headline on the creative, and this is a picture that I use. Or this is weight is the name of the graphic that I use, and number 1 is saying that I'm the #1 Facebook community, right? So that's the actual like headline that I used. And so that when you have your creative, so when you look through here, like this is a comic of me, right? And it's the same headline. So when you see this #1, it's the same headline. So what'll happen is when I decide to change the actual, so this one is fastest, right? So I know this is a picture of me in a circle and the headline says fastest. So you can quickly kind of run through. So this is a Webby graphic of a webinar I'm doing for a entrepreneurial masterclass. So I can kind of quickly go through and see. So that's what your naming convention should be. So you can look and see what's hot and what's not really quickly. So try to keep your naming conventions tight. Ad sets should be about demographics. Ads should be about, what's in the ad, the headline, and the actual photo. And then the campaigns should just be about the placement itself, right? So this is desktop, messenger, mobile, and if I had Instagram ads or whatever. And I wouldn't suggest that you mix these up. You want your campaigns to be as granular as possible, because what'll happen is, and I see a lot of people doing this, they mash a bunch of interest up together. They mash a bunch of desktops and mobiles together. And then you're going to have to go through and try to find out which one of these are doing well. And you can do it and look through the analytics, but why do that when you can just have everything be granular as fuck and okay, this creative works and this doesn't work, or this, you can kind of pick out what this is doing good on desktop, this is not doing good on Messenger, and you have it, it's granular. And you have to remember, Facebook is just a computer, right? So you have to tell it what to do. And I notice a lot of people make those mistakes. Now, I know a lot of you guys are professional media buyers out there, and you probably don't need to see this class or whatever, but I just wanted to give some of the guys that in the agency in here that don't offer media buying, it's really easy to do. I wanted to give you that structure, and you can't really lose by using this structure. So just remember that when you have we'll just go into one. When you have and I probably don't want to do that one because I think I didn't do very many market segments on that one. So when you have just one campaign, this is just the market segment. So you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 market segments, which is the demographics, right? This is the placement right here. This is the messenger in the United States of America, right? This is what I say, but I lie. And right here, you see I have 5 different market segments: the United States, Canada, Australia, right? And then when you go from there, I'm going to have these different creatives, at least 3 different ad sets, 3 different creatives, and I triplicate those to see which one is going to take off, right? And so you can see that this particular messenger in India not doing shit. It hasn't taken off at all, right? But other ad sets in here have done well, right? So you have to, really make sure that you check different market segments to see who's going to be resonating with your ad. And you have to do make sure that you try different ad sets and triplicate those ads. And remember, on this side here, if you're doing a bigger campaign, do 5 of these each, right? To see which one is you're gonna get action on the main vein. All right, so if you guys had any questions, let me know. And I'll be happy to answer your questions. Just answer it down here. Hey, guys, give this thing a thumbs up, man, and so other people can get there. I know you guys are professionals and you guys aren't newbies or whatever, but there are newbies in the group or whatever. So click the thumbs up, click the like button so more people can see this, because there are other newbies out there that haven't seen stuff like this, right? And maybe they want to add these services in. Now, the one thing I want to talk about really quickly is some of the tools that we purchased to kind of control all of this, right? So because we're all about apps in here, and I think that I have Reveal. So I don't even use Reveal, right? But I'm about to start using Reveal. And so if you didn't purchase Reveal, I'm so sorry for you, but you probably should have. And what's really cool is I bought this a long time ago on AppSumo, and I never did use it, right? So now I'm about to start putting it in action. So what this does is it actually gives you alerts and automations on how you can structure your ads or whatever. So you have alerts or whatever to say your ad costs are going too high or they're really low. You should go add more money or whatever. You can automatically boost posts that are doing well, which is really cool. So you can set up if this, then that rules. So you can choose whatever page you have right here. And you can say, I want link status photos or whatever. And then the number of posts promoted at once could be 2. And then you could just go in here and just say, hey, listen, if I have total reach of, bigger than, 20 people. Let's go in here and do this really quickly. Of 20 people, and I have, at least, let's say 2 reactions. I want you to, if the filters match that or whatever, I want you to boost the post, right? And then you go to next, so you can choose the ad account that you want to use. And then you can make a campaign name, and then you can just call it, post engagement, link, or what you want what do you want to do? Post engagement or reach, video views, or brand awareness, or link clicks. If you want to link clicks or whatever, you push next and keep going. So it's the same thing that goes with automations, right? You can say you wanted to add a new rule right here, and then you can add a name to it. Here's my ad account, and then your rules apply to, and then here's those campaigns that we just talked about. So I can choose these campaigns, right, and say I want to pause the ad sets if the cost per clicks today go above this amount of money. And you can add a nested condition, so you have like a group of just conditions in general, or you can just add another one. So if the click-through rate is today, or you can say yesterday or the last 3 days, is lower than or greater than, those be lower than or equal to, right? And then you can put a value right here, an extra in percentage, or you can actually use a metric or whatever. Okay, so you can do that or whatever, and just keep adding these if, ands, or whatevers. And this will control your ad spend for you, right? So this probably isn't like if you're going to spend $5 a day or whatever, but this will control your ad spend. So this is how I'm using Reveal. I'm going to start using it actually now. And I've just been having this sitting around. I almost sold this during the trading frenzy. But I said, no, I'm going to keep it around, right? So I kept it around, and now I'm going to start actually, because I'm starting to do some more ads for some other stuff that I have going on now. And this is how I'll be using Reveal. I'm going to set it up right now, as a matter of fact, as soon as I finish this call or whatever. So they're going to be adding in more platforms. So Google Analytics is here. Google AdWords is connected, which is really cool. But they're going to be adding more stuff. So you see you're going to be adding Twitter in or whatever. And I thought that's really cool too. So this is really cool, so you can try to control your ad spend. But don't forget that Facebook has its own rules for ad spend as well. Excuse me. So it says, you seem to like text creators instead of videos, pictures for ads, and how they're working out for me. Right now, this campaign is really young, Jason, so I don't know. But I'd have some videos in there. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying different things or whatever. So I will try more videos. It's just that like right now, this is just Funnel Hacker Pro, and the actual videos that I did use, they told me to fuck off. They told me they didn't approve my ads or whatever, right? So what happens when Facebook doesn't approve ads, shit can get real shitty. So I just delete them. So a lot of times what they'll do is when they shoot you down and then you try to replace those ads really quickly, they'll have you like pending for review forever. So I'm like, you know what, dude, I'm not fucking around. So I just deleted those ads altogether. So I could just come with a new creative later, right? So I will make a new, as a matter of fact, I am going to make a new video for the giveaway that I'm doing. I'm going to throw that out there, right? So I'm going to do some videos for that, right? But photos usually work better. You don't try to get too slick or whatever. And I usually keep my ads like kind of short. I don't do a bunch of like punchy stuff, whatever. So let me see if I can show you one of my creatives. All right, so I'll show you this one here on the desktop, whatever. And this is like one has more text than anything, but it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple ad. Let me see. I'm at an ad sets. This is a pretty simple ad. Let me go into the right one. Let's go to desktop. Let's go to the right one. So this is basically for a masterclass that I'm running right here. And so I don't try to get too crazy with my creatives, man. Like you can do videos or whatever, but usually ads work a lot better. So that's what that ad looks like. And here it is right here. It's just a little bit of text or whatever. And I really hate that you got to look through this, but I needed to tell people what they were getting right here or whatever. So anything to try to break, like do a pattern interrupt really is all I really do. And I go with different, like that different color you saw did really well. You just want to try to break the color. And video works. It just depends on what you're doing on video. But, you know, pictures work just fine, dude. And you just want to make a pattern interrupt. Just break the colors of Facebook, just for other guys that aren't professionals or whatever. Just break the Facebook colors. All right, man. So if you didn't catch the beginning of this, I was just talking about, and it's not just Facebook. I just want to talk about how I structure media campaigns in general. And just to give you a quick overview, what you should be doing, you can rewatch this video, but what you should be doing is start with one campaign, go to 5 market segments, and then triplicate your ads and then do at least 3 ads and ad creatives in each one, right? Let's see here. Right, pictures do get you the best click-through rate. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, Jason, I don't Google for the photos, man. To be honest with you, I have an art director. She knows how to do graphics and all that stuff, and she takes care of all that shit. To be honest with you, I just tell her this is what I want, and I have a huge swipe file, right? So, I don't know if I can show it, but I've got a huge swipe file right here, and I just kind of go through my swipe files, and I use this Turbo Ad Finder or whatever I think it's called. I have so many fucking extensions up here, dude. But I believe it's called the Turbo Ad Finder. Yeah, the Turbo Ad Finder. And so I'll just go through, and I have different profiles for different niches, right? So where I'll go liking and clicking and looking at pages or whatever. So I want to get like creatives that have been used lately. And then also I have that Ads Visor as well. I don't know if you guys bought that. It works to like find old creatives, and you can actually see how long. It's a JVZoo product, right? So don't get all weirded out or whatever. But it shows like old ads that have been running through Facebook. He just physically goes and hands copy these ads. So don't expect it to be like some like machine algorithm thing. And sometimes it's cool stuff in there, and sometimes it's not, right? So I think it's app.adsvisor.net, I believe. Let me see. Because I have the 3.0 now and not just the 2.0. Yeah, here's a right. So I have to like, it's just going to say I have to log in or whatever, but I got to find the login. But anyways, and what it does is that you can go look and see the creators. What's really important about swipe files, right? If you're going to be swiping stuff, is is if you're going to be using swipe files as well, make sure that they've been using the swipe files. I mean, the ad. So don't just copy an ad that's only been like got a couple of likes or whatever. Make sure that it's been an ad that they've been running for a long time. And then like to give you an example, this ad right here, the colors on this ad, I've seen a guy running this, and you guys know who he is. He's the guy running the agency shit. And I saw his ads, and I'm like, man, I like the color, and he's been running this ad forever, and it's doing well. This one right here, right? And so this little creative is doing well because I saw the color he was using, and I was like, oh yeah, man, I really like this dude's ad color. And so I actually made this myself, right? So yeah, I don't look on Google for ads or whatever. I just kind of get swipes and see what's working or whatever. If you guys, like I said, have any more questions, man, like this thing, man, so newbies can see this, man. I know you guys are all professional agencies and you know what you're doing, but there's a lot of newbies in the group, man. So make sure you click the thumbs up, man, and I appreciate the comments or whatever, so other people can see this stuff, man. I want everybody to know. I notice a lot of people are like talking about they're doing certain things and they want to make some money, but they're not like cool. Thanks, Joseph. A lot of people aren't like using all the tools that they have available to them, number one. And there's a thing that I want to talk about really quickly to newbies too. Like they're all like trying to provide services that they don't really know how to do. And I say this all the time, homework starts at home. So what you should start doing is, and I did this myself, I just want to show you really quickly, is what I did was I just created a page, man. And I just started working it on myself, and I want to show you really quickly. So, bonjour, friends. Fuck. Bonjour. Jesus Christ. Stop it, Sonny. All right. Bonehead dude. All right. So, did you guys see what I was just looking at? It was awesome. All right. So, I made this page, right? And I just started fucking sending out ads, and it was really about nothing, right? It's just free tramps to France or whatever, and there's like funny videos on here, and I started boosting posts like this guy. I don't know if you guys remember this guy that when he went around singing, I was one of the first guys that boosted his posts on Facebook and got a bunch of looks for it, right? And like I just made this just started finding funny shit and started seeing who I could reach and who I could sell stuff to, right? And this was really cheap to do. I would put like $5 on an ad and just try to target people and see who liked what and how much actual reach I would get. Like she had like 40 million, 50 million views on Facebook and like a few on YouTube. And I wanted to see, could I get the same like organic reach? So you can see here that I had 10,000 paid reaches, but I had 7,000 organic reaches. Homework starts at home, man. So I just took this page and just started doing shit for it, right? I haven't done anything with it lately, but I just wanted to see like what kind of people, and I would look at the audiences and do lookalike audiences, and then I would send them stuff wondering if I could sell them stuff. So like one audience was like Steve Harvey's audience and Kevin Hart, and it was a bunch of comedians. And so I sent out some comedic shirts, and it was an African-American community. So I sent out some T-shirts for sale. I started selling little stuff, right? So homework starts at home, man. This was a WWF thing, and this thing went crazy all by itself, right? And you see here it's popular between men and between the ages of 18 and 14. I got 44,000 views on this, and this is just organic, dude. And so let me tell you what I did with this, with all of these likes and everything. I have 5 different profiles, and I like those profiles so I could try to hack the algorithm. So I liked it, shared it, and commented on these with about 5 to 10 different profiles. And so Facebook gave me all the reach I could get. And so I had over 1,000 likes on the page, and it just started going out and getting shares, dude. It just went crazy. You saw I got 455 shares, and I didn't pay a dime to boost this. So I started learning how to like hack the algorithm and just started doing stuff, right? And so that this was one example of how I did that. So I want you to go out, and homework starts at home, dude. Just start working on your own shit. And I just did that as a somewhere to start to start work. If I didn't have a client to work with or whatever, I wanted to be able to know, like, okay, how can I use these ads? How can I structure my ads? How can I reach people or whatever? And so I just tested it with comedy or something funny. And then I sent out ads to see if I could sell them stuff. And it worked, right? So homework starts at home, man. So start with these ad structures for yourself and go start a page like this, dude, and just start sending out funny stuff. Like, I don't know if this still works, not as much as it used to, like trying to get organic reach or whatever. It's kind of really hard. Facebook is on some dickhead shit with getting organic reach, but you can still boost stuff, right? And just go out and boost some stuff, see what audience likes your stuff, and then start paying for ads or whatever if you're not a media buyer. And if you are a media buyer and you aren't using Reveal yet and you purchased it, go use Reveal, man, and start using the stuff that we buy to start making some money with it. All right, guys, I just wanted to give you that quick tip. Please hit that thumbs up or whatever for the newbies so they can see this video, man, because I really want to try to help as many people as I possibly can, not just buy apps, but actually use them and start making loads of money with our agencies and freelancing businesses. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching.